So Ray, I wanted to ask you what one shining moment of these 2 days of this event, Peace in the City, will you take away in your memory?
When the choirs and the singers had dispersed, and I was just standing in the centre of the church, and there was all these sounds coming from all over the place, and there was a dissonance, but it was like the dissonance was the harmony, and it reminded me of the time when I was standing at the Cathedral in Jerusalem at the Western Wall, when I was stood in the men's space, and there was a lot of men, different Jewish men from different Jewish traditions, reading prayers and so on and so forth, and there was lots of kind of Hebrew kind of murmuring kind of all around me, and then from above, from Haram al-Sharif or the Temple Mount, depending on what one wants to call it, the call to prayer came, and also from other places in East Jerusalem, and some of the men around me started sort of reciting a bit louder, I felt, but there was this sense of, like, although it was almost like there was an element of competing voices, there was also an element of a sense of kind of harmony in the dissonance, which said something about kind of peace and conflict to me, which feels quite intriguing, and so that was because I was stood in the centre of the church at St John's Bethnal Green, and there was a sense of actually kind of being back in that space in Jerusalem, but the connection, and also again a space in Bethnal Green, using that church and being here in East London to do this, I think is also a significant thing for me. It's like it's felt very different to being, like say retreat in Glastonbury, or it's powerfully locating ourselves within the city, and within all the diversity that is East London, and within all the what June said this morning, the fragile peace that is around that diversity, and there's a beauty in that, but a fragility that, in fact, kind of the danger of certain forces being able to kind of disrupt and create around that. So yeah, it's being here, I suppose, in a long way of getting around the question to answer, but being here has been quite powerful, doing this here, because it almost brings two aspects of my kind of exploration together, because all my parish ministry has been in the inner city, and then at the same time I've had this kind of engagement with sort of wider sort of kind of new spiritualities and Christian engagement with that and everything, and that's almost always taken me out of the inner city. Not always, but often it's taken. So actually kind of being here in the city and doing the two has been quite powerful for me.
So what will you be taking back with you from this experience of peace in the city, this amazing space that has been created to help embed that peace within you in your own life, where you're going to now?
Yesterday, over there, I think what I take away from this is a sense of a renewed sense of my vocation, a renewed sense of what I'm called to be, which is something that's going on for me very strongly at the moment. But actually, the pilgrimage yesterday and the blessing I received within that pilgrimage really kind of confirmed some of that sort of wrestling with where am I to be and what am I supposed to be doing. I'm not quite sure where that's going to take me, but I feel more confident in the fact that I need to make decisive steps. So I felt empowered, very much empowered, and renewed in my sense of kind of ministry and called to service.